So, what are the different types or classifications of bankruptcy? Generally, bankruptcy is going to fit into two general classifications for how it functions. That is, a liquidation bankruptcy and a reorganization bankruptcy. Also, how the bankruptcy is initiated as voluntary versus involuntary can be a classification as well. But generally, in terms of liquidation bankruptcy, that's where a debtor seeks bankruptcy protection and all of their assets and all of their debts are combined into what's called the bankruptcy estate. Now, there are certain exclusions for debts that don't come into the bankruptcy estate and certain assets that are exempt from inclusion in the bankruptcy estate. But by and large, the majority of the assets and debts of the debtor go into the bankruptcy estate and they are liquidated or sold and used to pay off as much as possible of the existing debts. And then any debts that remain beyond that are discharged, okay, or they go away. So the individual comes out of this liquidation bankruptcy process free of debt or free of the debts that were included in the bankruptcy estate. A reorganization bankruptcy, on the other hand, as the name implies, it allows the individual or the business to reorganize their debts and affairs. Generally, it lasts for a period of 3 to 7 years with the intent being on a 5-year time plan. But again, it creates a bankruptcy estate. The assets of the debtor and the debts are brought into the estate. And then the debtor has to come up with a plan whereby all of these secured debts are paid off, or at least the assets securing them are surrendered to the secured parties. And then as much as possible of free and disposable income is paid to the other creditors, okay, the unsecured creditors for the period of time designated in the reorganization plan. So it seeks to use all of the individual's available income paid towards these unsecured debts for the stated period of time of the plan. After that is complete, after that 5-year period, the remaining debts remaining amount of the debts that are not paid are discharged in bankruptcy. So again, it allows the individual to reorganize their affairs and not to simply liquidate all of their assets. Rather, it focuses on making certain that all available income coming in is used to pay towards indebtedness for that period of time. But maintaining ownership and control of the assets is imperative for a successful reorganization generally, because an individual requires those assets to continue their operations, particularly when it comes to business, to continue their operations and to go on to greater and more economic productivity.